say a song, not bong, song, S-O-N-G.
Oh, thong, the thing that you wear.
A thong? No, I don't wear thongs. Fish is the only one that wears thongs.
Easy, mister.
Guys, we've got snow.
You're squealing, but no, it's not snowing at my house. It came down and stuck. The hail stuck. So I'm going to make some popsicles here in a little bit, or a nice ice drink. Yeah, come home.
Am I still squealing?
No, you're not squealing. What are you doing when you squeal? Do you guys accidentally turn the mic up?
No, I don't know what it is. I think I don't know, it could be not your channel. We just gotta look at it.
Did he put a choke on it yet?
I don't think so.
Well, you might want to try that and see if that works, because mine did that. My base station did that for a long time, and I could barely turn the modulation up and stuff, and then I put a choke in it, and that was it. It just fucking cleaned it right up. I could turn the modulation up, and yeah. But, you know, that could be what's wrong.
You know what? Mine used to do that. 188.
Your niece used to do what?
The radio used to do that when Gooey Duck used to ride with me. You know how I fixed it?
How did he fix it?
Told him to leave the motherfucker alone. You know he's got that, what do they call that?
Yeah, I know. If you got a radio in your car, it's the first thing you grab is the microphone.
And then start turning knobs and shit 3 times, click, 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 and then click, click, click back.
Yeah, I can't leave shit alone, can he?
What do they call that?
Wandering hands.
Oh, no. It's a condition.
It's called retarded.
Oh, come on, Jedi. It's fucking called something. When you gotta click something 3 times, check doorknobs all the time, light switches 1, 2, 3.
I check my doorknobs every fucking night. Just once, but if she's still up, then I check them again, because she'll unlock the fucking door and fucking forget to lock it.
No way.
Yeah, yes, way, but when I'm alone, or when she's alone and I'm gone, no, she makes sure the fucking door's locked. But when I'm here, yeah, it's like, yeah, I check the doors. I've been in bed and got up out of bed. She goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to go check the doors. They're locked. I check the back door and it's unlocked. I go, fuck. You know, we still got dogs and stuff over here, but still, I want the fucker locked.
It should make you feel good. She thinks you're going to save her if a bad guy comes in.
If a bad guy comes in, I'm getting under the fucking bed. She's on her own.
Hey, what's up with all the cussing, man?
What's going on with that guy?
I don't know. He wants some attention, I think. You're not throwing him the ball, Fish. You're not throwing him the ball. Are you guys in the neighborhood now, Sweet Pea? Oh, they're already home.
You're supposed to cuss on the radio? I didn't know that.
Just on Sundays you don't cuss. Any other day you can cuss.
Yeah, I'll fucking cuss whenever the fuck I feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Oh,
Bye.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. See you in a bit.
Chilly out here tonight.
Oh, that's high cider.
Yeah.
You remember when we first went back to 24 and that fucking Wheeler called all his 24 buddies and fucking snitched on us.
oh yeah, like he was going to do something. But then when they all come up there, they said it was okay. I said, what the fuck? You don't need to say it's okay. We've been out here for 3 fucking years. Not one of you guys been out here.
Yeah, well, there was a couple of girls that popped in and out, you know, from the old, surprised they even had radios, but they, hey, are this radio still going, or this channel still going? Yeah, it's still going, but barely.
Oh yeah, man, that was a big ordeal.
I know, I thought I was going to jail.
What you gonna do when they come for you?
Fuck, you're telling me when I lived right around the corner from you, Fish, and you were on 24, I thought, well, I can deal with this, you know, I can be nice and courteous and just, you know, deal with a bleed over, because, you know, he deals with my bleed over. And then when I moved out there by Crunch, I didn't realize I was out there by him until I set my station up. I was like, what the fuck is this? And oh fuck, here we go again.
Yeah, but there was 3 of you guys out there. That Sicilian lived out there by you too.
Yeah, but he didn't, I think there was another guy out there that was right down the street from me and Crunch. He'd been there years before I'd come around, and from what I understand, Crunch was the reason why he got off the radio.
It's a little funky out here.
I can't remember that guy's name, but he was right down the street from me. Fucking, like 4 or 5 element beam or something like that.
That was the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah. What was his handle? I couldn't remember what his handle was. I'd heard him like maybe a couple times after I moved in the neighborhood, but that was it.
Needle bender. He didn't talk on AM too much here, but his handle was Needle Bender.
Yep, on AM he's Overkill.
Overkill, that's right. Now, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he went by Needle Bender on AM too. Waving out there, how's there?
Yeah, waving 188.
They got a whole club. The Needle Bender clubs, I think. Because I hear some from the East Coast and stuff. calling themselves Needle Bender 457 or whatever.
Yep. There used to be a lot more of them.
Yeah, but you wanted a good laugh. You gotta admit, Jedi, you just go up to 24.
Yeah, that was definitely entertaining.
I ran into Crunch a few years back, and he's working for himself. I ran into him at Home Depot over there in Spanaway, and we bullshitted for a while and stuff. And he was getting pretty emotional. I thought, oh shit.
He give you a hug or something?
No, just talking about what had happened and shit and everything that went on. You know, that guy that lived next door that was playing that music. You know, radios come over amps really easy. You know, he could have stopped that by using magnets or something, but I don't know why they didn't go that route. You know, because I wouldn't get off the radio for anybody. If I wasn't doing anything wrong, I'd stay right on the fucking radio. I would help them with the problem, but if they didn't want my help, fuck them.
No, we worked hard getting that station up. Were you there with, it was me and G-Man and him, and were you there pulling that fucking homemade slide pole up?
Yeah, he bought it from that guy on McKinley.
No, he got the 20-foot pole for me, and then went and bought extra poles and made his own pole because he wanted one like you had at the old house.
Yeah, but I thought he bought that shit from that guy on McKinley right next door to the where they store the cars there.
No, he made that. It was all homemade.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it was a nice tower.
And he had some nice radio gear. I wouldn't have got off the fucking radio.
Yeah, I don't think I would have either.
Come to think of it, he wasn't on the radio much longer after I moved into the neighborhood.
That's because of his neighbor, Jedi, his next door neighbor.
Oh, is that what it was? What was his neighbor doing?
He was a rising star. He was playing music, and Crunch was coming through all his shit.
Yeah, when they were practicing. Yeah. They'd be singing a song and Crunch would come through all his shit talking. You know, and they didn't like it. Well, then remember they did a thing where he says, okay, tell me when your practice is, and I won't get on the radio when you practice. And I guess that wasn't good enough for the guy.
Right. Hey, remember the battle of him and Excalibur?
No, I missed that battle.
Oh, bullshit. It was constant. Because it was like, who had the quickest fucking fingers on the computer on answering a question.
Right. And not only that, you got to remember, I was working at the time. I didn't stay up and bullshit like you guys did. I fucking was in bed by 10:30 every night.
Oh my God, somebody has a job?
Which one's that?
Big guy who got a leg cut off.
Metallica.
Remember that guy, Jedi?
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
I tell you, he said he was a distant cousin of Johnny Holmes.
Not a distant cousin. He was his fucking cousin. Johnny Holmes' cousin.
I remember he hooked up with Cruiser's wife after Cruiser went to jail.
Yeah, she moved in over there, and I went over to, I didn't go over to see her. I went over there to bullshit with them, and I met her, and oh my goodness. Remember her handle?
Pretty lady.
Yeah, fucking A. It was the opposite.
Yeah, that's why I remember it.
Oh, no, Jedi. He said his cousin was John Holmes. You know who John Holmes is?
No, who's that?
Are you fucking kidding me? He was a fucking porn star with a big old schlong. And him and another dude was watching a porn movie of him to see, and then he was going to see how long he was, and he was going to measure his pecker, right?
Oh, shit.
Swear to God, dude, this is all going on the fucking radio. I'm not making this shit up. And
Why are we talking about porn stars on the radio?
It's hard because you ain't going to get a true measurement without a hard on.
Fake, but I do remember something about that.
That's when he was living next door to Garfield's old lady. What's her name?
Yeah, or he was hanging out by Gary Ridgway. Talked to neighbors here.
Living over there right around the corner from Neo, back when she was caregiving for him.
Yeah, down the road. Yeah, down on 34th. Well, she was about a mile away or half mile away or something like that. But yeah, that was she was babysitting for me for a couple hours a day. I ran into her over here at 7-Eleven after Garfield died.
That's not
and
good.
I talked to her for a little bit, and then she passed.
Yeah, she told me she was moving back up to the Lummi Indian Reservation.
I don't even think she got a chance to do that, Fish. She was living someplace over here and stuff, and I ran into her on 96 and Pacific at that 7-Eleven and bullshitted with her for a minute. And then we talked, and I asked her what had happened, and she had told me and everything, and then I don't even think it was a year after that she passed.
That Jedi, that's when Neil called the cops on Garfield. He went over there drunk to see her, and when he left, Neil called the cops, and the cops pulled him over, and he got a DUI.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was Garfield's old lady, and fucking he fell in love with her. You know why? Because she had to give him baths and stuff like that, and he was thinking it was all, GP really pretty much. You know how it is. They start falling in love with whoever's taking care of them.
Well, yeah, the baths got romantic.
Well, yeah, and that's why Garfield got fucking drunk and went over there to confront him.
Right.
Yeah, I remember them. Did she ever come back from Oregon or whatever that camping place was?
From Oregon?
Didn't she leave him hanging and then went with her family somewhere?
No. I don't know if she had family. I mean, she had a son or, I think a couple of sons or something. I know she had one son because he bought some bikes from us. But I don't know if she had family. I'd never seen them around.
Yeah, they were up by Bellingham on the Lummi Indian Reservation.
Right. That could have been, but yeah, she didn't have family around here. I never saw. If you recall that, do you remember the Canada and Canadian? Well, Canadian was her father-in-law or something from, somehow they were connected. You remember them, Jedi?
I remember Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian lived on 25th and Tacoma Avenue because he lived right next door to my cousin, across the street from my cousin. They lived in an apartment, like a 10-plex or whatever. And then Canada lived between me and her up here on right off of Fairbanks here, or not Fairbanks, yeah. Fairbanks about 34th.
I don't remember Canada, but I do remember Canadian, and Canadian was the one that was, he was like the head guy overseeing the rabbit hunts every month.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that lived over on 34th. The other one lived on Tacoma Avenue. But, yeah, he used to hang around with, what was his name, Bigfoot? Remember Bigfoot?
Oh, yeah, I remember Bigfoot. Matter of fact, I met Bigfoot back in 95, and then he was the one that got me into the CB radio and the rabbit hunt.
Yeah, he lived off of 72nd or somewhere down there. He lived with his parents down there. He was probably 20 years old back then, or maybe 18 to 20, somewhere in there. He ended up moving some other state.
Yeah, no, when I met him back in 95, he was in high school, and he went to Lincoln, and I went to Mount Tahoma. And, but no, him and his parents moved up here from Kingman, Arizona to take care of his grandfather. And now they were living in his grandfather's house, taking care of him.
Yeah, and then they moved out of here and stuff. But, I remember him, and he hung around with Canadian for a while, or Canada. Canada is who he hung around with for a while.
Well, yeah, he hung out around with that whole crew, and then hung out with Taz and Sidekick and KMD, yeah.
That's about the time where Merlin was around fucking starting all that trouble with fucking whoever he ran into. He started trouble with Power. He started trouble with fucking anybody. Yeah. Canadian. He started trouble with Canadian, or Canada, I mean. And there was somebody else he started some shit with. And he lived right down the street from Mark in the Park. Mark in the Park.
I remember Taz's son Pugsley was fucking with Merlin one time, and me and Taz were out driving around, and he was hearing this voice out there. He was hearing this kid's voice out there, and he's like, he was disguising his voice so nobody could figure out who he was. And we were driving around, we're sitting there listening to this kid, talking funny, and he was out there mocking Mother Nature, talking shit about Mother Nature. And we're like, why does that voice sound familiar? And then we kept getting closer to Taz's station in the neighborhood, and we're like, oh fuck, we know who that is. Oh shit, we better fucking go home and kick him off your fucking radio before Merlin comes over and kicks your fucking door in.
Yeah, who was the kid?
Taz's youngest, Pugsley.
Oh, Pugsley. I didn't hear him too much on the other one. I did hear Psycho on there quite a bit.
Yeah, he was just out there talking shit left and right, and Merlin was getting all pissed off, and I just remember me and Taz was like, wow, this guy's fucking hilarious, getting him all pissed off. And then, it was all fun and games until we realized who it was that was doing it. And then like a month later at a fucking rabbit hunt, Pugsley is doing the same thing, mocking them and agitating them through the PA on the fucking radio. In the parking lot of a rabbit hunt.
Yeah, I heard that's why they broke up the rabbit hunts, because Merlin and fucking Mother Nature, they always got pissed off if they lost.
Yeah, that was part of the reason. And then also, we had our own, me and Westside and Bigfoot, and a couple others. We had our own rabbit hunts on Channel 2.
Yeah, I remember them.
I remember listening to some of those. If there was nobody on the radio, I'd listen in for a little bit while I was cooking or doing house chores or whatever.
Oh yeah, we had a whole bunch of people, man. We had, I think at one point in time we had like 25 cars in one night. That was when I first met Red. And as a matter of fact, I lit a cigarette off of a 102 that he had on his Jeep that night.
Yeah, he told me about that, meeting you at Rabbit Hunt.
Yeah, he goes, you want to see a cool trick? I'm like, what? Oh, man, he keyed his fucking radio up and lit a cigarette off of his fucking 102. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Hey, is Garfield dead?
Yeah, Garfield died almost 10 years ago.
Holy cow. What about Cuervo?
What about who?
Cuervo, Larry Jackson.
Larry?
Yeah, Cuervo, Larry.
You're talking about, yeah, he used to live out here in Parkland. He was good friends with Sidewinder back in the day, right?
Or is that the guy that lived on 88th and Park?
I'm not sure if he's still alive or not. It's been a long time since I'd seen him.
Hey, Jenna, you know how I met Red?
What's that?
You know how I met Red?
How's that?
The motherfucker, he come back out on the radio, and I was out here, and I was talking to G-Man, and he goes, yeah, I remember you. I used to pick on you all the time. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And it turned out, I found out there was like 2 or 3 fish-ons out here. And yeah, we used to do you dirty and all that. I'm like, what the fuck? He was talking to me like I'm a little punk, right?
Right.
So I'm up in Ashford. G-Man calls me because Red's over there at his place up there. He goes, hey, come on over here. I want you to meet somebody. He comes up. He goes, that's Red. And he was on an excavator, and he gets off the excavator. He comes over and puts his hand out. And I shook his hand, and I grabbed it and pulled it into me, and I said, do you still think I'm that guy you used to pick on? That was fucking funny.
Hey, is Fat Pat alive?
Who?
Fat Pat, Garfield's neighbor.
His neighbor from the radio, or just his neighbor?
Hey, Garfield's neighbor, his name was Fat Pat. And over there like 60th and, I don't know, off of 60th or something like that, when he lived over there.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know Garfield back then. I met Garfield when he lived over here off of Ainsworth.
I think he's talking about all those guys that were running around with Mickey T. Remember, there was like 6 or... Mickey T had got them all radios and started, his little clique. I think that was one of the guys there.
Just back in the 90s, it's probably, maybe before, you guys know.
Yeah, it must have been way before me, because I didn't get into the radio till the late 90s, like 95, 96.
Yeah, Roger. All right, well, I'm just checking, man. I'm from that old crew.
Who is that out there?
Guido.
Handle sounds familiar. You got Jedi over here. We're waving a hand at you.
Let's see, Guido or Bam Bam Cunningham.
Yeah, handle sounds familiar, but it's been a lot of years and been a lot of people.
Well, shame on the mess. Waving a hand there, Bam Bam. Hi, Cider.
Hi, Cider. Wow. Small world, man.
Oh, yeah. Small planet.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, that was good times back
just went by Bam Bam. You didn't go by that whatever you said last.
Well, I had a whole bunch of different handles. Bam Bam, Cunningham, Guido, mostly Guido, but a few others.
Yeah, didn't you used to talk to Mother Nature quite a bit? Because I remember her hollering for you.
No, I don't think so. Maybe the 90s.
Well, yeah. Do you remember PK? Powder, not PK, what, yeah, I think it's not PK, Painkiller.
I remember Powder Keg.
Yeah, Powder Keg, yeah, he was, that was Fish On's CB neighbor.
And remember Joe Piscopo?
That sounds familiar.
He died last year.
Say that again?
He passed away last year.
Well, weren't those guys younger? I mean, PK was younger than me.
I don't know about PK. I don't know how old he was, to be honest, but, let's see. I can't remember anybody else.
Okay, you'll remember this girl. Remember Sweetheart on 64th and Pacific?
No, but I was a 13 guy.
Well, they were all over the place. They were all over. They were 14, 17, 19.
Remember Wharf Rat?
What about that one guy? What do you go by? Not Things, but what was his other one?
Oh, you mean your old CB neighbor?
Yeah, you hung around with him and Peaky. You remember Peaky?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he knows Powder Keg.
Yeah. Let's see, so, man, there was a lot of people back then. But, so I used to talk on 24 a little bit, 13 mostly, hardly ever on 17 or 19.
Oh, yeah, because that was the Tucker's channel back then. Back then, everybody ran 14. Or was it Channel 12, Fish? Which one did Merlin and fucking Mickey T fight over? Channel 12? It was 12 or 14. Was it 14?
It was Channel 12.
Or was it Channel 12 they fought over?
This guy said he knew Peaky.
Yeah, and Powder Keg, your old CB neighbor.
Did you answer me on Jabberjaws?
Jabberjaw sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
Well, all those guys that hang around with Jabberjaws was the two girls and Outhouse, I think it was. I'd have to talk to them because I fucking forget their, what do you call it? But I knew the girls that they hung around with too, Fish, Jabberjaws at the time. Did I tell you how I ran into Jabberjaws?
University place in Bondo, up on Jeanette and like Hilltop area, I think, Bondo.
No, the only one I knew up there was what's that white guy's name, Fish, that ran Channel 6 that passed away? Ghost, something Ghost.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's right, Ghost Rider.
Hey, how's all these people dead, man? I mean, get it.
It's RF.
We're all getting old, man. I don't know how young you are, but I'm old. I'm lucky to be alive.
I'm 63.
You're 63?
Yeah, I'm 63.
I'm 67. I'll be 68 this year.
So, yeah, we're all the same age group. Anyways, I was sitting here just trying to remember everybody.
How about what's his name on 56 in McKinley? He had a big radio station. He got out real good. What the fuck was his name now?
Lonesome Cowboy? Or wait, no, he was on 64th, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. And then also, too, was there was another sweetheart that was over there on 64th and McKinley, and she was blind. Remember? I lived over there for a while. I lived on 64th and I.
Where was DOM? You remember DOM?
No.
Dirty Old Man?
No, but Dirty Trucker.
A dirty trucker?
Yeah, he was on 64th in Portland.
Like that guy, he was good, folks. Jedi, when I first came out here at Garfield, he used to fuck with me.
Oh, man. Garfield fucked with a lot of people. And Garfield just didn't give a fuck either.
I know, it just drove me fucking nuts. And then I heard Shotgun Keon saying he's on CB Yards over there by Wapato. So I go over there, I get out of the truck and I'm walking up, and this skinny motherfucker's walking away, and Shotgun goes, see you later, Garfield. I said, Garfield? And he turns right around, walks over me, and shakes my hand. He goes, who are you? I said, I'm Fish On, and I picture you being a little bit bigger. I wouldn't let go of that motherfucker's hand. He goes, oh, it's only CB stuff. It's CB. I said, fuck that, dude. I said, you talk too much shit.
He did. He wasn't afraid to call a motherfucker out either. And he wasn't afraid to tell you exactly where he was, or you could show up and confront him.
Yeah, well, it was a little different when I was shaking his fucking hand, because he was driving me nuts. But anyways, yeah, we got to be buddies after that. He was cool.
Yeah, no, he pretty much left it all on the radio. You meet him in person, man, it's completely different, you know. He separated the two.
He come over and found an RF bomb that was put on me, and he used to go over and just pull up at their church, and I'd go over there and bullshit with him. He was drinking.
He pretty much drank all the time.
He was kind of slowing down, though.
It was his drinking that killed him.
Yeah, I know. Remember Neil chasing Sidewinder down the sidewalk in his wheelchair with a samurai sword. I went over there to buy some coax one time, and fucking Taz told me, he said, you be careful when you go over there. I go, why? He goes, that motherfucker will pull a gun on you. I said, I'm going over there to buy something for the motherfucker. Why would he pull a gun on me?
Man, he got so in debt with fucking buying swords. Oh, God, these are worth a lot. These are worth a lot. He didn't know what he was fucking buying. He was buying $30 to fucking $100 fucking swords, thinking he was gonna fucking make bank on them.
No, he was friends with all the bashers.
Who was, Neil?
Yeah, I guess Neil's house was the party house in high school.
Well, I remember when he got shot. I was living right up the. I was living like fucking 4 lots away from him, across the street, and maybe 4 lots.
How did Garfield die?
Go ahead, Jedi. I'll let you answer that one.
In sleep.
He's finally ruptured from drinking alcohol for too many years.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I figured.
Yeah, she had told me she woke up and, you know, because they were together that night.
Yeah, fucking, she woke up to him in the middle of the night, puking his guts out, and then boom, that was it. He was gone. That was it. But yeah, that dude, man, he was drinking 100 proof vodka.
Yeah, that's what Blind Steve was doing too for a long time. Fish, you like this vodka?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but he called me up all the time. Hey, take me to the store. Take me to Wilco. What was that? No, Country. Where the old Wilco was. What was that store?
That was Summit Trading Post.
Yeah, take me to the trading post. I want to get something in the liquor store. It was right next door, you know.
Yeah, I'm taking him there.
I took him over to 72nd one time, right? And he walks in there and he trips over this fucking thing right by the door, right? And he trips and he goes over to buy vodka and he said, "We can't sell you vodka. We can't sell you any liquor." "Why?" "Well, because you know you're already too drunk." He goes, "I'm not drunk." Anyway, he got into an argument with him, and then he wanted me to go in there and buy it, and I couldn't go in there and buy it for him either because I was with him already. You know, and they knew it.
Hey, that motherfucker tripped on a burnt log. We were up there bear hunting. Up there where Bahama was guarding those logging camps. And he tripped over a log and fell, right?
Yeah?
So I'm standing there, and I go, "You all right?" He goes, "Yeah, you gonna help me up?" I go, "Do you want me to?" He goes, "Why wouldn't I want you?" I said, "Well, a lot of handicapped people, they don't want you helping them."
Yeah, they get fucking, yeah. Blind Bubba? No, I haven't, never heard of it.
He was over on 72nd
72nd and what?
Southeast Street, Bravo.
Yeah, that's just one block off, huh? Huh.
I remember when Garfield and Sidekick went up to Wilkeson to go off-road and go talking on the radio, and Sidekick fucking backed up into what he thought was a turnaround spot. It was just high grass. He went to go back up to turn around, and some bitch backed up and rolled down a fucking cliff.
I think I heard about that.
Yeah, and then, that son of a bitch drove that truck around for a week before the insurance company caught up with him and towed it away.
That's where we were, too, Wilkerson. Took him up there bear hunting because all the log truck drivers was telling Bahama they seen bears. So she told us, I took him up there and I was talking on the radio with this log truck driver and I told him about my blind bear partner. He goes, "You brought Blank up with you to go bear hunting?" I go, "Yeah, I'm going to put him out in the fucking clear cut there and I'm going to pour fucking honey all over him and just sit up there on the ridge and wait for a bear to come up and get him and I'll shoot him before he gets him."
Sounds about right.
Took him grouse hunting, and every time I shoot a grouse, I said, "Now go straight." And I said, "Okay, now stop." I said, "Now turn left." Then he'd go a few feet, and I said, okay, bend over and get it. He was my fucking bird dog. Then he grabs one Jedi that was still alive. He goes, oh, I can't eat that one. I go, what the fuck you mean you can't eat that one? He goes, it was still alive when I picked it up. I said, who gives a fuck? Then we're leaving, and I said, I'm shooting anything that stands in the fucking road. He goes, you're starting to scare me.
Well, late to be getting scared.
A lot of fun with that fucking guy. Then your 188 up at the lake up there told him he'd give him $50 if he go out in the water. And old dumbass Steve walks out there in his fucking drop off, and he floats to the fucking bottom, and 188 has to jump in and rescue him and pull him up. He's giving him mouth to mouth. Steve stuck his tongue in his mouth.
Oh, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, right, Fish.
Most of it was true.
Now, tell them about the fucking dog incident. Did you hear about the dog incident there, Jedi?
Well, probably, but do tell.
After sitting at the fucking campfire, he's drinking vodka. He's got a dog, and 188's got a dog. One of the dogs was in heat, just dripping fucking blood. And the other dog was just fucking licking it, cleaning it up. And then went right over to Steve and started licking him right on the fucking mouth. And I'm thinking, oh no. I go, should I fucking tell him? And after it happened like 3 fucking times, I finally I got so sick of it, man, I had to fucking tell him.
I remember hearing that.
That fucker fell in the fire. He was so fucked up. He fell in the fire, and I grabbed him with that new coat he had and fucking pulled him out of there. Because, I mean, he didn't weigh a whole lot. He only weighed fucking, 160 pounds or something, or whatever it was. I picked that motherfucker up and pulled him out of the fucking fire.
I remember when that bear story, we're up there at Bahamas camp where she was guarding the log camps. She had this big old fucking pit bull. And that fucker jumped up on Steve, latched on that leg, and just started fucking humping his leg, right?
Yeah.
And that fucking dog's pencil didn't come out. And Steve's losing his balance. I go, Steve, get your ground, man. I said, that fucking dog knocks you on the ground, man. He's going to fuck you. And the motherfucker, he wouldn't leave him alone. It was starting to piss me off. And I told Bahama, I said, that dog does it to me, I'm going to fucking pop him in the head with my pistol. And Steve goes, help me. So I said, just reach down and jerk that fucker off. He'll leave you alone.
That's funny.
He was game for going places and shit too. He wasn't afraid to go places and shit. But Fish, you got him. Well, hey, you wanna head up that blah 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 with me? Yeah, he'd be ready, fucking early in the morning, ready to go.
Oh yeah, he's a pretty funny guy.
He hit a fucking gold mine when we hit that fucking store. And I go, what is all that shit in the middle of the fucking road? And I think we saw the car. I can't remember if we saw the car. All them beers fall off the fucking car, and the guy kept going or something. And he goes, oh, those fucking beers, pull over. He pulled over, and all the ones that were fucking leaking, he downed. It probably was three or four beers he downed. They're not going to waste. He put the rest of them in the fucking car. By the time we got to Ashford, he was fucked up.
Well, I remember hearing him brag about that one.
Well, you know how they have a hole in them, Jedi, and then you pop the top on them and it makes it go fast? That's what he was fucking doing.
Yeah, shotgunning them.
Yeah, fucking 8 in the morning or whatever it was pretty fucking early. 8 in the fucking morning, you know, fucking doing that on a fucking empty stomach. Oh, fuck, by the time he got up to fucking Ashford, he had the shits.
I used to like fucking with him. Remember when he called us over there, Halloween, wanted to give my kids a bag of candy?
Yeah?
We get over there and his fucking sister and brother-in-law's out there. And Steve gives CJ and Dalton a bag of candy. And he started talking about it. I said, whoa, what are you saying to my kids? I told him, I said, boys, whatever he says, don't go in that fucking trailer with him.
He must have got into some fight before he left because he just fucking up there. And also, too, is he fucking said, I don't want to die here in Tacoma. Well, I didn't know he was going to die so soon. He was only up there in Oregon for, what, a year and a half?
He was pissed because of the alcohol tax.
What's that?
He was mad because of the alcohol tax.
Well, he wanted to get the fuck out of here. He didn't want to die here for some reason. And he went up there, and he didn't last that long, and he was, you know, dead pretty much.
Where did he go?
Salem. He was in Salem, Oregon. I went up there a couple of times and I bought a bunch of liquor and brought it back. I went to the liquor store and just got the liquor that was on sale. Fuck, I think I spent $100 on a dozen bottles.
I was having Gooey Duck when he'd go with his wife to see her mom. I'd have him pick me up a case of that Everclear every time he went.
What town was that in?
Astoria.
Yeah, he'd probably pick it up on the way, yeah. He probably took 30 down there. Jumped on 30 and then took 30 all the way down there. I've never been down there on 30, but it'd probably be a nice drive. I always went to right there over the Lewis and Clark Bridge. Dropped in there, except for when I went to Steve's, and I bought it right in Salem.
Yeah, it sure isn't the same without him or Wombat here.
Yeah, those fuckers were funny, weren't they?
Well, yeah, Ron with Wombat, that was fucking hilarious.
I wonder how she's doing nowadays.
I don't know, I didn't hear from her. Well, when she first called and wanted to do a big get-together at the casino for him, I told her I'd let everybody know, and then she never got back to me. she doesn't want to let me know how he lied to us about being from Australia.
When he was from where?
England.
Well, he told me where he was from, and I punched it in on the computer, and sure enough, I mean, it was everything he talked about.
Yeah, he lived there when he was a little kid. But, yeah, they moved to Europe, and, yeah, he wasn't over there for many, many years. He was a pretty funny guy, though.
Yeah.
All right, man, I gotta get up at 4. I'm gonna talk to you guys later.
4 in the morning?
Yep.
Oh, man, I hate to be you.
I like getting up that early.
Good night, Fish.
Talk to you later.
All right, later.
Yeah, later.
That's who was up there. That's who was up on 56. The Tasmanian Wombat.
I don't remember them.
Yeah, he was a funny guy. He was an older guy. I met him a few times. I met him back in like 80s. I think it was even like 78 back then. He talked to a lot of guys that were out here. One of the guys was his handle was what was that guy's handle? He was on 90. There used to be some little shacks over there on 96 and where that new warehouse is, and he lived right in one of those little shacks over there. That was one of them. The other guy lived over by the mall. He went by Tacoma. Oh, what was his name? Tacoma. He went by parentheses. Hey, do you remember a guy that went by Tacoma? Was it Zipper?
No, the only one that I remember that had Tacoma in their handle was Tacoma Tech.
Yeah, I wonder if he got his fucking house going, because it's fucking awful cold if he didn't. It was all framed up and stuff. He needed to insulate it and sheetrock it and shit. No, the one by the Tacoma Mall was the Pierce County Pervert. The Tacoma Pierce County Pervert. That's what he went by. And then he became religious. He fucking had an ad for a, what was it? It was a radio or something. And I called him up and I said, I might give you a guitar for it. I said, are you interested in any guitars? He goes, yeah. So I took a guitar over there, and it was him. It was Tacoma Pierce County Pervert. And I go, what the fuck? I think his name was Steve. Anyway, we did the trade and everything. It was a brand new guitar I bought.
Yeah, I don't remember that guy.
Oh, the guy on 96 was Grizzly. That's right, Grizzly. Real big guy. Nice guy. Talked on the radio quite a bit. Was married. Had a kid. His in-laws owned that tire shop on 112th and between Canyon and Bingham, and they ended up selling it. So yeah, there's a company in there now.
I remember a Grizz, but he was Rainier React, lived down in Auburn. And then, what was it, like back in 2003, he moved up here. Moved in with his mother, his elderly mother, who was having health issues. So he moved, him and his whole family up here, moved in with her.
Oh yeah, did they live right on McKinley?
No, lived right there off of, what is that? Was it an elementary school right over there off of, A Street and 84th?
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of Mountain Man that was in Auburn. Mountain Man, and he came over here and he ended up renting that house right next door to the tow company, and he ended up working for the tow company. And then he died, and then his wife and his daughter, he had 3 daughters, were trying to sell his stuff. Me and Fish stopped by there and picked up, I think I picked up a D104 or something like that, and Fish picked up some other stuff from him.
Do you remember Gadget and Side Saddle?
Gadget sounds familiar.
Yeah, he lived with Taz for a while.
Maybe that's how I heard of him. Taz used to hit me like at 20 pounds over there on when I was over there next to Gulp.
Well, yeah, his antenna was pretty much one of the highest spots in Tacoma.
Yeah, he hit me pretty hard over there. Yeah, I was over by Pacer. Pacer was over there in the neighborhood for a while. A couple of Channel 6 guys. I didn't run down to 6 really, because I hardly talked to any Skip. You know, I just talked in the evening when I was working pretty much.
8188.
What was that?
You remember Smiley?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's over in Bonnie Lake.
Yeah, hey, you getting snow over there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been coming down for a while.
Fuck that, you can keep it. You keep that shit over there.
What's going on the radio? Remember Mellow Yellow? Or Jimmy Dean?
Yeah, Jimmy Dean was in Ording, wasn't he? Or South Prairie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. What happened to him?
I don't know, he keyed up here like maybe a year or 2 ago, just kind of randomly, and he's still in South Prairie, Ording area, and then he was gone again.
Yeah, I got another friend that's got a house. You know where that tower is, that water tower is over there?
I know the one there, it's like by the fish hatchery there, kind of towards Electron on the corner.
Well, the one up on top of the hill that's on the way up to, I think that may be Electron. It's up there above South Prairie. But anyway, my buddy owned some property right there. He put a single wide in there and stuff, and he put an antenna up there for a while. And man, he got out good.
Oh, okay, right as you head up the hill out of South Prairie.
Yeah, I can't even remember what handle he went by.
That's kind of back up to where Rabbit used to live. He was up there off of Tubbs Road.
Yeah, if you keep going, that's where I picked up a tower, and I picked up a antenna from a guy over there. He had posted it on Craigslist, and I asked him where he was, and there's a neighborhood back in there, right? Once you get way back in there. And I go, fuck, I didn't know it. So anyway, I went down there in my little lowrider. I had a ladder rack on it, and I picked up the antenna, and he goes, well, hey, you want this, or I picked up the tower. He goes, hey, you want this antenna? And I go, well, if you don't want it, yeah. He goes, yeah, get it out of here, you know, and I fucking took it all. I think I bought it from him for $30.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there is a neighborhood up there. It's got speed bumps and stuff. It kind of winds back up in there.
Yeah, the houses are kind of newer. Yeah, it's a nice neighborhood and stuff, but man, it sure is out there in bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah.
Talking about the buttes.
I don't know what they call it back there.
Where is it at? Is it in Ording or is it out more closer towards South Prairie?
No, it's past South Prairie. You go to the top of South Prairie Hill and you keep going, and there's a fucking big old neighborhood back there.
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay.
I'm going to take a drive over there one of these days. I haven't been over there forever, but yeah, it's. I didn't even know it was there. I didn't even know that place existed. Not much. What's happening? Yeah, what are you doing? Hey, did you ever buy yourself a shears and stuff? Are you gonna try to get one of those jobs? Oh, you're not gonna do that? All right. Yeah, I hear you. I couldn't go back either. If I did, it would only be 4 hours, but it'd just be a waste of my time. I don't want to go back to work. It's did it enough already. Oh, really? You just can't take the sad stories that people tell you when you're cutting their hair?
No, man, you believe in what you're doing.
Yeah, I hear you. Where you at now? Oh, really? He's down the road from me. It ain't gonna do it. It's already tuned up. You probably just don't know it. You need to get a linear in there or it's not gonna happen.
What radio is that?
This is that one that I got from War Daddy, that new, or that 510 Pro.
Yeah, because the other one went tits up that he had.
Yeah, the frequency mod fucking went out.
No, you ain't gonna get much more juice out of that fucker. They're only limited to what, 5 watts, maybe 7, 6.
Yeah, well, the other one did get out a lot further. I mean, compared to this one. Anyhow, what are you up to?
Nothing. Just out here bullshitting with Jedi and Fish and this other guy that was out there and just nothing. Yeah, just laying low. I'm getting ready to go to bed here pretty soon.
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, we're waving. No, I know. I ain't going back to work for a minute.
it still raining out there? I gotta go let the dogs out.
Still got drops hitting the roof.
Did you see that they had that blue light at that 7-Eleven there, Station 106? You know, that police deal that takes pictures of everything? Somebody got shot over there last week. Yeah, right on the corner of 96 and Pacific, yeah. No, I don't. I can't. I remember them saying, but I mean, I don't remember now. But it was some stupid bullshit. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
You know what's crazy? How much of a difference it is between 96 and Steel, where that 7-Eleven is, versus 96 and Pacific, where that 7-Eleven is. Like, it's a completely different fucking vibe.
Well, yeah, they got more homeless people, but they're still both bad. I mean, 96 and Pacific's getting bad, but it's not as bad as Hosmer up there. Hosmer's, they got a whole fucking gang of people over there. Over here, it might be, 5 people running around or whatever, and shit, the other place, fuck, they had to put rocks in there and shit just to have, have people not fucking spend the night out there on the road.
The crazy thing is that 7-Eleven there on 96 and Hosmer's or Steel is right around the corner from here, and it's not even that bad over here in my neighborhood.
What do you mean? They had to gate that whole fucking area up over there on the other side of the nursing home because people were spending the night in there, so they put a 6-foot fence around that whole fucking place.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you go over to 96 and Hosmer, it's fucking crazy over there. And then I'm like right around the corner from there, and it's nice and quiet and peaceful where I'm at.
Yeah, we get some guys coming through here now and then. One was the other day, my dogs fucking charged the fence on the neighbor called me and says, hey, you got a guy coming down there, he's walking down there, and he says, I told him not to go down there because there was dogs down there, but he just looked at me and laughed. Then when he got down here, the fucking dogs charged the fence. He goes, ah! He jumped up there and freaked out, and I said, what are you doing? Who are you looking for? And he goes, nobody. I go, well, this street don't go through. It's all private property in here. So he turned around and fucking left and went back down to where he came from. But yeah, we get some people coming through here now and then.
Well, see, what's nice about where you're at, though, you're all the way at the end, right? So it's nice and quiet where you're at, though, isn't it?
We got 3 people further than me. I got one on my side, one on the other side, and then one guy's right in the middle, at the dead end. But other than that, they don't read the signs. There's dead end signs down here and stuff, and they don't read them. And then I put another one up on a tree over here, and so they don't, So I don't know. Sometimes the GPS tells them to go down that road for the road that's next to me. or that's down one street. And so yeah, 'cause I had a semi come down here, and I go, what the fuck? I go, did you GPS tell you to come? He goes, yeah, son of a bitch. He had to back that fucking semi all the way out. I walked him through it, and fucking then around the corner, and then back out and do a big circle and go into the place down the road here. But yeah, so it can be a mess sometimes.
Oh man, that fucking truck and trailer all the way down there and had to back all the way out. That sucks.
I know it. And if he would have been carrying a set of doubles, which he wasn't, he really would have been fucked. But no, he did it. I mean, it took a little bit and stuff, and I guided him through there so he didn't hit nothing. And then I got on the road and, you know, stopped traffic for him and let him, you know, get out of here. Even if you're a pickup truck and a trailer, it's hard to come out of here. There's nowhere to spin, you know, unless you go into you have to go into somebody's yard or you know, it's not enough room to back up, you know, or anything. So you're kind of fucked there too if you come down here with the truck and trailer, you know. But yeah, on my end, I open up a gate and I can go in there and you can turn around there, or somebody has to open up a gate in order for you to spin around. I think I'm going to shut this thing down, too, and go down there and let the dogs out and let them do their thing, and then, I don't know, maybe give me a snack, and I'm going to try to head to bed before midnight.
Yeah, I'm going to, I don't even know what time it is now, but yeah, I should probably head for bed myself.
11:09.
Oh, I got at least an hour.
Yeah, me too. That's the way I look at it. But by midnight, it's good. If I fucking go to bed, like if I was to go to bed at 10 or 11, I'd be up at fucking 4 in the morning doing nothing, watching TV or something. Oh, fuck that. Yeah, I like to go to bed around midnight. Get up at... if I get up, it's 8 o'clock, I'm fine. But all right, you guys take care out there, waving a hand around the band, and we're back quiet.
Yep. Yeah.